Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for being here as always, and wanted to talk to you guys about why I got into making content in the first place, why I started streaming on Twitch, and why I started this YouTube channel a few months later. And I've never really figured out why necessarily. Like why did I feel the need to put myself out there? Why did I feel the need to start reviewing things? Why did I feel the need to start adding my voice to the Star Wars online community? Now, this video was triggered by actually a podcast that I listened to, got released today, the day that I'm recording this, called Spotlight Star Wars. And that's on the Force Center podcast feed. I know I talk about it in frickin' every other video, but it's a fantastic podcast feed. Anyways, on Spotlight Star Wars, Ken Knapsack usually brings in a guest, and he has a little bit of an interview. He has a cute little fun in memoriam about a Star Wars character that died in the films or whatever. And he also does a Patreon like memory, basically. You know, a memory that you had of Star Wars, something that an uplifting, wholesome memory of Star Wars, whether it be from your childhood or, you know, from a week ago. Something really cool happened with this episode. He had Hello Greedo on, who I loved watching. I've been watching him since probably 2013, 2014, and that was a fantastic interview with Greedo. Greedo's a fantastic interviewer, even if I could tell that he was maybe trying to walk back the language a tiny bit, but Greedo was on there as the interviewee. And he's being interviewed by a massive name in Star Wars fandom, Ken Knapsack, you know, Collider Jedi Council and Screen Junkies before that, and now exclusively on the Force Center podcast is where he talks about Star Wars. He also has a very popular solo feed called the Knapsack Files, and then the In Memoriam bit was kind of a shout out to Alex, who's a close friend and collaborator of Ken Knapsack and the Force Center podcast feed. Alex, one half of Star Wars Explained, massive YouTube channel that I have been a fan of since 2016. I think I didn't pick up on Alex and Molly's channel until 2016, because I discovered his channel while I was researching for Edward's bachelor party game, where I found a video about X-Wing or TIE Fighter variants. And Edward and his wife got married in 2016. So yeah. But anyways, I'm a massive fan of Alex, and Alex's favorite character is Biggs, and Ken Knapsack very specifically did an in memoriam for Biggs in that episode, just for Alex. And then he did, and before that actually, in the timeline of the podcast, but he also did his Patreon memory. And the Patreon memory was something that I submitted like 2 months ago. And that blew my mind. It's just, I know that, you know, I paid by being a Patreon supporter of Force Center. I paid to have my thoughts included on that podcast, in order to submit my thoughts to that podcast. Ken Knapsack had to choose it, sure, but, you know, I do know that I had to pay for that. But the fact that, you know, like, before I started the Twitch channel, before I started this YouTube channel, I had close friends and a couple of family members following me on Twitter. Now, I've got these, what is it? How many Twitter followers are we up to? Like 350? 356 right now, as of recording. And the numbers don't matter. But the point is that now I'm so much more interconnected with the Star Wars fandom. And I think that's why I started making content in the first place. I have two very close out of internet friends that love Star Wars. But, you know, our interests might not be the same, or the ways that we interpret things aren't the same. And I was craving more and more Star Wars discussion after The Force Awakens. And that's what I was going for. And I think that's why I started doing this, is because I was looking for a community. I was looking to engage with community, and it's just that primal drive that humans have to socialize and to talk with one another. And I'm just now starting to feel comfortable with realizing that, you know what? I've made it. It doesn't matter what that subscriber thing says down there. It doesn't matter what, how many followers I've got on Twitter. The point is that now I can go on Twitter, tweet something out about Star Wars, and bam, I'll have tens or even hundreds of people reading that thought about Twitter, or reading that thought about Star Wars, and then responding to it. I can make this video, and I'll be able to read your guys' comments on this video and engage with you there. I'm part of a community now. So, subscriber goals, making money off of content, whatever. That's all whatever. I've already made my goal. My singular goal, that I didn't realize was my singular goal until now, really, is a place. A place in the Star Wars fandom as more than just a faceless Twitter avatar. And thank you, guys, for that. Seriously. Like, I know I made kind of a big deal about, being included amongst these titans of Star Wars fan content. But the most validating thing is reading your guys' comments here on the YouTube channel, interacting with you guys while I'm playing some game badly on one of the YouTube or Twitch streams. It's just huge to know that I have a place now in the Star Wars fandom. And so, like I said, yeah, subscriber goals. Like, once we hit 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel, I'm gonna launch a Discord. I'll do a giveaway and stuff. Whether that's next month or a year and a half from now, or whatever. Maybe I'll end up launching a Patreon sometime, because I do spend quite a bit of money monthly on making these videos. But I've made it. I'm here. I've accomplished my goal that started back in 2016. And being able to talk with you guys was that goal. And I thank you guys so much for that. So, yeah, that's why I started making YouTube videos. That's why I started streaming. And, yeah, let me know, in the comments down below. Let me know when you first had this moment that I had today, where you suddenly realized, hey, I can actually interact with people. Hey, I can actually talk about Star Wars and have an enjoyable time talking about Star Wars. Was it all the way back in the late 90s, early 2000s with, like, what was the Force.net forums? Was it this week when you, got a response from Eckerd's Ladder, or from when you were hanging out on one of the YouTube streams here on this channel? But yeah, thank you. I needed to get that off my chest. I needed to talk about that. Not get it off my chest, but I needed to talk my way through that. To understand my own feelings and why I felt in such a fantastic mood after listening to that Spotlight Star Wars episode. Alright, I'll see you guys later. As always, may the Force be with you guys. Take care.